Hello, beautiful people. My name is Cassidy Amber Chapman. I am a digital nomad, and this is my Digital Nomad Stories Season 2. I do these videos because I really believe when we share our stories, there are possibilities that are ignited in you. And I really want you to feel ignited in possibilities and what is possible for you. And also, people all around always tell me, can you please share more of your travel stuff and what you're doing? And so I just do these stories because I'm not very good at travel content otherwise, because I like to actually enjoy the place I am and I don't really bring my phone everywhere. But for here, I can tell you the whole story. So, my intention for starting my digital nomad journey again, I've been a digital nomad for off and on for about 4 years. The last stint of digital nomad space that I did was a year. And I was feeling the calling to do it again. But it's so funny because the longer that you stay in a place that you're comfortable, that a place that is so familiar, even if you're getting uncomfortable, even if you're feeling called to be somewhere else, even if you have taken the leap before, the lies and excuses that your brain will tell you will continue. I did not expect that because I've been a digital nomad. I've lived in different countries multiple times. And the lies still came up of all the excuses of why I couldn't leave. You know, one of those excuses being, oh, well, I have enough money to go to these kind of places. And every time that I have gone, it has been cheaper to travel around the world than it has to just live in Boston. Now, I did choose luxury spaces this time, which is an upgrade from what I did last time. And it's something that I'm feeling into. All right, well, I've shown myself that I can stay in places that, from around the world and it doesn't have to cost a lot. And now I'm trying, all right, well, let me try really beautiful places that take my breath away. And so there's also so many other excuses that I had about leaving my family, excuses of, oh, people need me here. I can, if I told you the excuses, you'd be like, oh, those are valid reasons why you shouldn't have left. But I'm telling you right now, they were excuses, and you're probably telling yourself excuses too. And if you are feeling called to a different country, go, 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 go. Take the leap. The worst thing that happens, you just go back home and you just start over. You just try again. There's just take the leap. And if you see me look down, it's because I have notes, because I have very specific things that I want to share. And sometimes the flow will just allow the flow. So my intention for this Digital Nomad series, even though I have done this before and I've lived in different countries, I was terrified. I was so scared. I was feeling a calling to try out more luxury spaces and, more expensive travel. Latin America versus Europe is definitely up in price range, but I really felt like I was meant to come to Europe, do a summer in Europe, and I just knew something in my heart. I had to get out of Boston because I was starting to feel stuck. I was starting to feel stagnant, and yet the lies, they come and they come quick. And so my intention to really come to this beautiful place in the Canary Islands was, I really wanted to feel peace. Like, I wanted to give myself a gift of peace, give myself a gift of a place to just focus on my dreams and my goals, to give myself to focus on me and my life, to give me a space to not vacation, but be in creation. And some people don't understand about the digital nomad lifestyle is when they see me in beautiful places like this, they think that I'm on vacation. And it's funny because I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm more productive here than I am in Boston, or than I am in places that I don't feel as creative. But when I'm in really beautiful spaces like this, I am in creation and I am more productive than I ever am when I'm honestly, one of my biggest dreams in my life is to be able to take my client calls, my coaching calls, take, my meetings and my project meetings and all that, like on a balcony. And look, there's a desk on a balcony right here. And I've been living on this balcony. But we're not there yet. So my intention was really to create a space of peace, of intention, and I also knew that I was going to be launching very important projects in my career and that were really important to my heart. And I wanted a beautiful place to do that. I wanted to be away from everything that I know and to go to places that I don't know, that I've never been, because it gets you out of your comfort zone. And when you do that once, it's like it's easier to do again. So, taking this one-way ticket here helps me do something like launch an initiative like I did while I was here, and it helps with the momentum of doing things that are uncomfortable. It helps with the momentum of doing things that you wouldn't normally do, like getting yourself out of your comfort zone to help you get out of your comfort zone. It creates this momentum. So there was that intention as well. Now, again, the fear and the terror and the crying that I had before I left, even though I've done this before, still came, and which was surprising. But so if you're feeling scared at any point of buying a one-way ticket when you know you're supposed to go, just know that's just a part of the journey. You're a little scared, and that's okay. You're uncomfortable, and that's okay. It's actually a really great thing. And so the plane ride is always really rough for me getting out of the US and into the world. I really struggle with that for some reason. Last time when I was, as if you have watched this entire first season, Colombia was so hard to get to. I stayed on a plane for 9 hours not moving, and then we moved. And then this trip, they delayed my entire flight a whole day, and there was so many issues with the plane. Everything was full. I won't even get into the details of how long it took to get me here. It was at least 48 hours. But it was rough. It was a really rough journey. And so on the journey, on the plane ride here, I'm like, I am making the biggest mistake of my life. Like, I don't even want to go at this point. And I've said that every single time. When I moved to Italy to go study abroad, I said the same thing on the plane. When I was on the plane to Colombia, I was like, nope, I can't do this. I've made the worst mistake of my life, and it happened again. So at this point, I should just know that if I'm having those thoughts on a plane, it's just because I'm about to do something incredible. And I think actually having those moments where everything goes wrong makes a moment where I walk in to the place that I'm going, and it just takes my breath away. And so when I walked into this apartment, I was exhausted to the point where I was crabby, I was hangry, I was everything you could possibly be, just not happy. And when the girl finally left, it just took me a second. I was like, wait a second. This is the most beautiful place I've ever stayed in, and it's all mine to myself. Wait a second. I get in the shower to wash away the anger, wash away, the stress that I had just had. And then I came out on this porch, this balcony, and I looked at the ocean, at the infinite ocean, and I just couldn't believe where I was. It was a moment of I took the leap. I decided this. I believed in myself to do this, and I just started to cry. It was just tears of just pure gratitude, tears of gratitude for myself for taking the leap, tears of gratitude for life, tears of gratitude to God. It was just I couldn't believe that I was here, and I was living my dream. I was truly living in a dream I once dreamed. And I was really hungry at the time, and I was like, I don't want to leave this porch. And it was starting to become sunset when I sat down. So I went into their cabinet because I had my snacks in plastic baggies from the airplane. And I was like, no, this deserves a really beautiful moment. So I looked in their cabinet, and of course, they had this beautiful crystal-like orange bowl. And I put my chips in there, and it just looked so beautiful. And I placed it down. And then I got a wine glass to put my sparkling water. And I don't drink, but I was going to make it a very fancy moment for myself. And I just sat there eating my snack, drinking my sparkling water, watching the sun go down. And I could cry just even thinking about it. It was one of those moments that I was like, wow, I'm so grateful. I continuously take leaps that make me so uncomfortable, that give me gifts beyond my wildest imagination. And I'm so grateful I took this leap. And it just, being on this porch has changed my brain chemistry. I feel so calm. I feel so stress free. And even when I'm working on like big projects and I'm really like going hours and hours and hours and hours deep in creation or in meetings or with clients, whatever it may be, I just have gone downstairs and put my feet in the in the sand. What people like don't really understand about, if they haven't been a digital nomad, like what a digital nomad lifestyle really looks like, especially say I have a beach right downstairs. So a typical day that looked like for me once I got here was I wake up. I'm an early bird no matter what time zone I am. For some reason I'm an early bird and I just will wake up early wherever I am. When the sun's up, I'm up. And I just wake up early. I was just like, oh, I thank God for a new day. Like I felt so in gratitude. And I remember just like making my tea in the morning when I finally made my first tea. And I was just enthralled with how I felt, like waking up softly by myself and just in a space where I got to just have a space to truly focus on me, on my goals, on my dreams, on nourishing my mind, my body, my spirit. And I would just do my morning routine, meditate a little and do all the things that I like to do in the morning, and then do some reading. And after I would do that, I'm really good at creation in the morning. I love doing the creative parts of my business in the morning because that's where I'm an early bird. I'm a morning person, so I get my really good work done in the morning. And then I would go downstairs after I ate some breakfast or lunch, and I would go swim in the ocean for an hour, put my, go lie down in the sun for a couple of minutes, get my vitamin D in, and then I would come back upstairs, shower, and have all my calls. And you know what? Sometimes I would have calls for a very long time and they would last until 1 a.m. And that happened multiple times, but it was worth every single moment. I was more productive here than I think I've ever been. This is probably one of the most beautiful places that I've been, but that haven't been vacation. That's me living in the spot. And I was more productive than I truly have ever been. And the clients that I got here that I have the honor of being on their journey now, like they were skyrocketing in results like I've never seen before, because I don't know, the energy of me being here or something. There was something happening. Like something changed when I came into this space, and I really was intentional, and I really allowed myself to experience beauty and stress, like that stress-free lifestyle. Even though I was working on very stressful things, I was still able to come back and ground myself in the sand, swim in the ocean. And even though I wasn't at the beach all day, every day, I would sit out here and look out. Every time I would have a moment between calls or a moment in a call where someone's taking a break and they need to go grab something, I would look out in the ocean and just realize that I was having like every meeting, every call on the ocean. And it was a dream come true. And the only reason that I'm leaving to the next country is because I have a speaking engagement and a conference that I'll be going to. So that's why I have to leave soon. But and I always say every single country, every single place I've stayed in, oh, I'm coming back 100%. I'm coming back. I have not gone back to one place I've been the entire time I've been a digital nomad. I've gone to a different country every time. The only place that I've gone back to, the first trip, solo trip, the first trip I've ever went was Italy, and then I went back to live in Italy. And that's pretty much it. That's the only country that I've gone back to, my homeland. That's where my family's from. And I have not gone back. And I have not repeated any country or any place that I've been. I I think I say in my head, I've been saying I am absolutely coming back here. And then I'm like, wait, well, I've never come back to a place, so I don't know. What was really interesting, particularly about the Canary Islands, is that there are no Americans here. And I kind of love that. Everyone is so surprised that I'm American. And the only reason that I chose this place was that I am a part of a lot of digital nomad communities online. And there was a Facebook group that someone put their apartment and said, "Hey, I'm subletting my apartment. Let me know if you want to stay here." And I just saw the place, and I could just feel in my heart that was where I was meant to be, and I booked it. Now the flight was rough to get here, so that's probably why Americans don't come here. But it's the Hawaii of Europe is what people call it here, and everybody is European. Literally every single person. This is technically a part of Spain, but it's next to Africa, so they speak Spanish, and it's pretty much the same thing where it's so far away from Europe, but it's owned by Europe, just like how we are with Hawaii, where it's so far away, and there's just that feeling of, okay, this is the island that they have for their space. So the ride getting here, we got the excuses I made were plentiful. Crying because I believed in myself and it was amazing. And what I really love about this trip was that I launched the most incredible projects. And one of those being Speak Up Child. It is a music initiative where we're making a global anthem to help survivors of childhood abuse to be able to speak up about their experiences so they don't have to hold on to the shame that they maybe have hold on for years, or finally they can stop the abuse, and to really break the silence around childhood abuse. And that was a huge initiative that I did while I was here, and I launched while I was here. I also launched, I have held over 150 online open mics, and I usually do them for private places, private communities. But I launched my first open mic where I'm actually doing them online, and these have been every single open mic that I've been a part of or I've held has changed my life and has changed everybody that I know that has attended. And I mean, this first, like, to the public open mic online was breathtaking. Everything that really happened here, it was like the energy was different. Something happened because I was here. And it was so significant, like the breakthroughs that were happening on that call, the clients, their breakthroughs that were so fast, like they signed up while I was here, and breakthroughs were just starting to happen. And I wonder if it's because I'm here, because I'm in such a space of beauty and where I'm calm and where I am really truly embodying and living my most authentic, my most aligned, my most spirit-led space. And it's really where I have put a lot of faith, and I've lived a lot of faith, and I've taken a leap of faith to be here. And there's something about that energy that just creates miracles in your life. And miracles, I mean, it happened miracles in mine. And it was like, once you have so many miracles going on in your life, you start to spread that to the people around you, to the people that you talk to. And I just found that miracles began to unfold because I created this journey, this second round of digital nomad journey. And and I'm really excited to see what will be next. I have no idea. But while I was here, I invited my aunt to come visit me. And for me, one of the most heart expanding experiences is to be able to offer a space, a home to those that I love to come visit, to come stay, so that we can have that time together. I love hosting. I love the whole experience of holding a space for people, which is kind of the same thing within what I do online and also just what I love to do in general with the people that I love. And when she came here, we were talking about how she was inspired by me to start her business, and she has now been a business owner online for 3 years now, and 2 or 3 years now. And now I was showing her, well, now that you have an online business, now that you've been inspired to do that part, and you've really figured out like how to solidify yourself in that space, now you can become a digital nomad. And I was just showing her the digital nomad lifestyle, and how we can go to the beach and have the most incredible moments, and then go ahead and be in creation and work and do things that we're led to, and make projects that are really changing people's lives. And she was just blown away that this was a possibility for her, and that this is a space. She was so blown away by the possibility, and she was like, I'm really going to consider this now. And I was like, I'm telling you, this is what like people don't understand, is that this is not vacation. You can live in a space that's the most wildest part of your dream and be living in it. And she absolutely like she fell in love with it. So I stayed alone by myself for about 5 days. She came for about 10 days, and then I had 2 weeks by myself. And I would say the only thing that has been rough is that usually I'm really, really, really good at making friends, either in English or Spanish. But here, it seems to be family vacation vibes from what I gather, and it's been hard to make friends. So I have not had a hug in about 2 weeks since she's left, and that's probably the hardest part, is that I have not had a hug. But besides that, I have loved every single moment of this. But the next place that I'm going, there's a lot of friends in that country, and I'm going to have abundance amount of hugs. So I know that this time of focusing on myself was so worth it, so that I can feel so abundant when I have all of the abundance of hugs. And I would say that would be my only stipulation about this place, really. And also, I'm going to be honest, the food has not been good, so I've just been cooking myself, which was surprising because I love Spanish food, and mainland Spain has really good food. So I was surprised by the food here, but I'm wondering if it's because it's an island and they have to import stuff. Not sure. The one thing that has been delicious has been the papaya. I hate papaya in the US, but the papaya here, oh, I could eat every day, all day long, and it's so good. So at least there was that. So I ate lots of papaya here. And I think I got through everything that I wanted to share. This has been the most beautiful place that I've ever lived. I highly suggest to believe, and I hope I'm rubbing off on you on what's possible for you in your life. I promise you, the excuses that you're making saying that you can't are not real. If you want to, if you feel called to, you absolutely can, and there is always a way. And I might irritate you when I say that, but I'm only saying that because I really want you to win. I really want you to live in your possibility, because that's when you get to enjoy your life. And I really believe that we're meant to enjoy our lives. And so I am so excited to continue this digital nomad journey and sharing it with you. This is the first time that I'm sharing each by themselves instead of just recording it all at the end with a coherent storyline. I don't have a coherent storyline at the moment. I'm just sharing where I'm at. And I am really excited to see what will happen. So I'm sending you so much love. Believe in possibilities. Continue to stay connected on Instagram, Cassidy Amber Chapman. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. Just let's stay connected. Let me know how this story is resonating with you. And I will see you on the next one. Ciao.